Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome to another War Thunder video. It's been a while since I did one of these, but this is a historical battle, and I'm flying the IL-2, which is a Tier 5 Russian plane. I did make a video on the Tier 5 Russian planes, but I didn't make one specifically on this plane, and it was also an arcade video, not a historical battles video. And I do kind of want to talk about the plane in this video, as well as just historical battles in general. This is not like a super pro gameplay or anything like that. I don't do amazingly well. I get all of one air kill, so if you want to see air kills, this is probably not the video to be watching. But anyways, like I said, I do want to talk about historical battles and the IL-2 itself. So, historical battles. I haven't been finding very many people playing historical battles lately. There were many more back in patch 1.27. I don't know if people just don't like patch 1.29. I have heard people don't like it as much, but I personally don't see a difference really. I mean, I've actually, well, I was going to say I have been making more money, but no, that's not really the case. It was back when patch 1.29 first came out, I was making more money than I was in patch 1.27, but now it's not quite the case. But anyways, I haven't seen as many people playing historical battles as much, and as a result, I am flying against people who are rank 1 and rank 20 at the same time. So I'll be in one historical battles game, and I'll see like an HE-51, which is a tier 0 or tier 1 recruit plane for the Germans, and I'll also see like an ME-262, which is a really high ranked German jet. I don't know if it's like 17 or what rank it is, but it's really high ranked. 17 and up is just really high in my mind. So I've been getting a lot of bad games basically because the fact that the low tier planes and the high tier planes are all in one game makes the games kind of bad. You don't stand much of a chance if you're a lower tier, and at the same time if you're a higher tier it's not going to be very entertaining because, let's face it, you're just killing easy targets. So that's kind of the dilemma I've been getting into, and I do want to play lots of historical battles more than arcade, just because historical battles has some realism in it, and I do like some realism in my games. Like even Call of Duty, there's more realism in Call of Duty than there is in, say, Magicka. I mean, think about that. There are, like, even compared to other FPS games, there are much more unrealistic FPS games like Quake and whatever than Call of Duty. So I do like a little bit of realism in my games. Arcade was doing it for me in this game, and it is realistic enough, but I feel like historical battles is even better in my mind. So if people would play historical battles more often, that would be awesome. I'm not asking you guys to do that or anything. I mean, I have such a small viewer base that it's not going to make a dent in the number of people playing historical battles, but the more people who play it, the more people who will see other people playing it, and as a result, more people will play it just because other people are playing it. And that's basically the logic behind it. But sadly, it's probably not going to happen. This game is more of the arcade style. It's never going to be like, its main game type is always going to be arcade. It's never going to be historical battles, never going to be full real battles, that's for sure. So I'm sure when this game, or by the time it gets released, historical battles and full real battles will be close to dead, if not dead, and that just kind of sucks in my opinion. Here you can see my very first air kill this game. As I said at the beginning of the game, it is my only air kill. Earlier in the video I did get one ground kill by dropping 4 bombs, and that was the first kill. It's not the only ground kill I get in this game, I can guarantee that. I don't know how many I actually get. But talking about the air kill that just happened, I believe I just shot down a bomber. I don't really know what it was. It was a Joe 217 if I remember correctly. But it looked like a bomber. It's a German plane. I believe it's... well, actually I don't have a clue what rank it is. I know it's under 10. I believe it's under 10 anyways. But I don't know what rank it really is. But I did just shoot it down, and because I'm flying the IL-2 Sturmovik, I get 2 20mm cannons as well as 2 machine guns, but the cannons don't have much ammo. So here you can see me flying back to base, and that's just because I did run out of cannon ammo, I believe. Even if I didn't, I really should fly back to base after every engagement with this plane, just because the 2 machine guns are not very good at killing planes. It's only 2 small machine guns, so having the cannons is really, really good. So I am flying back to base. Something I should mention is, as you can see at the top left of the video, under the throttle at 33% thingy, I see, or you see, IAS is at 240 or so, and that is indicated airspeed. I changed it from ground speed to indicated airspeed. I don't know what difference it makes, but I did that change, and what I was really wanting to do was change it to knots, because I believe knots was in the game before patch 1.29, but I can't find it anymore, so it's stuck in kilometers an hour. I wish I could find knots, but I haven't found it. Anyways, the reason I even brought up the speed thingy is because, as you can see, I'm trying to land, and my speed is around 160 or so, indicated airspeed. My plane is getting pushed to the right for some reason, so I'm flying facing to the left, and that's going to make for an interesting landing, but then my right wing dips down for no reason. I did not know what caused that. I mean, watching the video over before recording this commentary, I did see that my indicated airspeed got down to 130 or so, and I don't know if that was simply too low, and so I assume that's what happened there, but at least I landed on the airfield, and I am able to get revived, or not revived, repaired. In terms of the teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4? Is it? Yeah, it's 6v4, but one of ours is an AI player, so we're winning by 2 planes, one of which is an AI, but the AI planes are actually pretty good in this game, so that is awesome. I do like the fact that they are good and they're actually decent. They're actually better than some players, I would go so far as to say that. I think they are. Although, then again, I don't really know how bad people are in this game. I mean, I don't really pay much attention to the scoreboard, so maybe people are not as bad as the AI. Maybe the AI is, like, decent, but so is everybody else. I don't really know. The AI is pretty good, though. So, I'm taking off again. Gear up, take off 160 experience, and as you can see, my indicated airspeed is like 215. I don't have a clue what that means in terms of converting from indicated airspeed to actual ground speed. If I knew what determined the indicated airspeed, I could figure out what it meant relative to my ground speed, but I don't know what causes or determines the indicated airspeed. Like in a real airplane, in modern commercial jets, there's something that determines the air pressure, and that helps determine the airspeed. So, like, the higher you are, it takes that into account. The higher you are, it basically just takes in your altitude and air pressure in determining how high you are, and your speed, and I don't really know what else, but like, I know that much about commercial jets in modern times. Back in World War II, I don't have a clue what these planes are using, so I have no idea what the indicated airspeed means in terms of how close I am to stalling at certain altitudes. I don't know if it takes altitude into consideration. I don't know really anything about it, so lately I have been trying to figure it out, but I'm not really successful in it. I think what I'm going to have to do is go back to flying reserve aircraft and see what their indicated airspeeds are, because I know that their top speed in kilometers an hour for their, just like when it says SPD there instead of IAS, it's like 400 or so is their top speed. Maybe that's just what I'll have to do, is go back into reserve aircraft, because I actually have been considering going back into reserve aircraft, and the reason for that is I feel like I do better in them than I do in a lot of planes at my rank. Maybe I've just gotten worse at the game, maybe people have just gotten better, or maybe it has something to do with the fact that people aren't playing historical battles as much, because I've been playing a lot of historical battles lately, not nearly as much arcade. In arcade, I'm sure I'll do much better than I do in historical battles, just because, like I said earlier in the video, there are a lot of high-tier or high-ranking players in historical battles, and I'm finding them just because there's so few players playing it right now. But Yeah, I've been considering going back to the reserve aircraft just because they're biplanes, so they can dogfight better. I mean, I'm not much of an energy fighter, I suck at it, but yeah. Anyways, going on to the video, you can see I'm trying to dive bomb once again. I dropped 4 bombs, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you they don't hit anything, I believe. Oh, one destroyed. It's actually very difficult to dive bomb in historical battles because you don't get the crosshairs, so you don't really know where your bombs are going to land unless you are used to your plane, you're used to dive bombing at a certain angle, stuff like that. You have to be really used to it. Kind of like you have to be able to what? You have to be able to used to? What? You have to be used to leading a target, like basically just practice in arcade, figure out how much you have to lead a target by, at what speed you're going, what speed they're going, stuff like that, and then you can figure out how far you have to lead the target in historical battles, because you don't get the target lead indicator in historical battles like you do in arcade. And so I guess you kind of have to do the same thing with bombing, but I haven't really done that. In bombing, I just say, let's go down at whatever angle, let's just face the thing that I'm trying to kill, and hope the bomb hits. So I am going for ground targets right now, and there's something key I want to talk about here. But before I talk about that, the reason I'm even going for ground targets right now is because there's nothing in the air to shoot at. There's no enemy planes nearby, and I don't want to go over the enemy AAA because I will be shot down, and I know I will be shot down. So instead, I'm targeting ground targets, and you might be thinking, oh, you're being stupid, you mentioned earlier that your cannon has very little ammo. And the key here is I'm not wasting my cannon ammo, I'm only using my machine gun. For those of you who don't know, you can fire only your machine gun, only your cannon, or both at the same time. And you fire both at the same time just by clicking. If you want to fire just your machine gun, you hold the 1 key above the Q on your keyboard, you press the 1 key, and it'll fire your machine guns. If you press 2, it'll fire your cannons. 3 and 4... I believe 3 is bomb, 4 is rockets, but rockets is also R, which I prefer to use. So that's a big tip on firing your machine guns and cannons separately. So whenever you're firing ground targets, if they don't need cannons to be destroyed, I would just use your machine guns, because this plane, I believe, has 1,500 rounds of machine gun ammo. So it runs out of cannon ammo much faster than machine gun ammo, because yeah, I believe it's 1,500 in the 2 machine guns and only 300 rounds in the 2 cannons, so always use your machine guns against ground targets. I did go ahead and waste all my bombs on that 1 artillery piece, because I thought I was going to have to engage enemy planes, but they didn't turn out to be there. Otherwise I would have just spent bullets. There I did spend 2 rockets on a heavy tank, and it got destroyed pretty quickly. I was proud of myself in that kill, because it's hard to aim with rockets, because I don't use them very often. You only get like 8 rockets with this, which is 4 volleys, because you fire 2 at a time. So it is kind of hard to get used to firing rockets, just because you don't fire them very often. You could do it in arcade a lot, I assume. That would work, but then you have a long reload, and that's just annoying. So I don't even use my rockets unless I can pretty much guarantee that I'm going to hit the target. I've actually gotten... When I first unlocked this plane, there was one game I wasn't recording. I wish I was recording, but I wasn't. I had 1 rocket left. Oh, I got shot down from AAA. Just out of the blue, 1 AAA hit me and blew off half my right wing. That really sucked. I'll talk about that later, but there was one game I fired 1 single rocket and it hit the enemy plane just by luck. I mean, rockets go kind of wild, so the fact that I was able to fire 1 single rocket and it managed to hit them was just hilarious. So I just thought that was kind of funny and worth telling, even though I didn't record it at the time. So here you saw I got shot down by AAA. That made me mad. Like, I thought the way the AAA works in this game is it will slowly get closer and closer to hitting your plane the longer you're flying over AAA, and eventually it'll start hitting your plane, and it won't do any actual damage to give you a warning, like, hey, you need to get out of this area or AAA is going to shoot you down. Apparently it's not the case, because you saw I got hit by one AAA thingy and just immediately went down. Maybe it's different in arcade than it is in historical battles, but I don't think it is. I always thought it was the same, just because it is AAA and not like player controlled. So yeah, I just figured they'd be nice to you against the AI AAA, but apparently not, at least not in historical battles. You can see here I am watching the last remaining planes. I want to see if we win, because we were winning when I landed. We were winning 6-4 planes remaining. And I don't know what it is now. All I know is I am watching someone, and he has 2 enemy planes on his tail, and he's trying to dogfight, which isn't going very well because one of the guys on his tail is a Henschel 51, which is a reserve aircraft. And then, like I said, I find reserve aircraft and even like rank 20 aircraft in the same game, so it's not a very balanced matchup. But yeah, he has a biplane on his tail, and biplanes turn better and dogfight better than single wing plane. I guess a mono wing plane. I don't think I've ever heard of a mono wing plane, but I guess it is what it would be called. So he's circle fighting, but he's not getting anywhere doing it. All he's doing is letting this BF-109 shoot at him every once in a while, so it's not going very well for him. I don't know why he's not just trying to outrun the Henschel 51, which is what you should be doing, because biplanes don't go very fast. You can go much faster in these planes. He looks like he's going to crash. Not yet, anyways. Oh, okay, yeah, now I remember this. One of my teammates just said no more fuel. So he's going back to base to refuel. It's this guy right here that we're watching, and the one teammate that's going to refuel at the back of the screen that you can see right now. He is 19 kilometers away. So these are the only 2 people left on my team, and I believe those are the only 2 people left on the enemy team that are chasing this guy. So it's 2v2, and I want to see who wins. That's why I was watching this, and I thought I'd leave it in the video just because it is more to talk about in historical battles. I got 1 plane kill and 5 tank kills, but as you can see on the scoreboard, 2 planes per team remaining. I actually died twice in this game because of the one crash. Kind of reminds me of the the full real battle with the mouse and keyboard video where I died. What was it, like? I feel like it was, I was gonna say 8, it feels like it was 8, but I can guarantee it wasn't 8. I died multiple times in a full real battle, basically, which is very, very unusual. My teammate actually got pretty lucky here. Oh yeah, he shot down the BF-109. That is awesome. So now he just has a biplane on his tail, and he has to get rid of the biplane. Oh, why is he dogfighting? He shouldn't be doing it. There we go. Nope. I thought he was straightening out. Is he? Is he gonna straighten out? Because he needs to just get away from the biplane. That's all he needs to do. Just go forward, go away from the biplane, outspeed him. Maybe he can't outspeed him. He's a little wobbly. Bring him to the friendly airfield and let AAA get him. Yes, that was very good advice, except my teammate crashed. So that was the end of this game. That was the last friendly plane we had remaining. I don't know why he crashed. He did look unstable, so I guess he just, over time, lost stability in the aircraft and crashed because he was damaged. And there's the biplane off in the distance just flying away. You probably can't even see it on YouTube because of compression. But yeah, that was the end of the game. We lose. I get fighter and bomber. I get both in the same game, even though I killed all of 1 enemy plane. I did kill 5 ground targets, which is high, but I killed all of 1 enemy plane. We didn't do very well. One of our AI team players got 2 air kills. That's hilarious. In terms of Lions, I got 7230, which is awesome. And fighter and bomber, 4000 XP for those. There will be a bonus clip at the end of this video. It is basically what happens when you're a little too focused on killing an enemy. I just thought it was kind of funny. I don't really want to spoil it, even though you're about to see it, so let's just show you the clip at the end of this video. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys. Let's try to land on a carrier in historical battle difficulties. Let's see how many tries this takes me. I'm going to make a montage out of this because it'll probably take me over 20 tries to land on this carrier. Hopefully I can do it.